guys, today we are showing you how to make electric pressure cooker pepper jack pork chops in our Ninja Foodi.
And it's time for a giveaway!
All while having a whole lot of fun.
I feel like, oh, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Sorry.
Hey guys, welcome back to my camper kitchen. We are here today thanks to Iowa Pork Farmers. They are sponsoring this recipe that we're sharing here with you today and the blog post that this recipe is going to go along with. And they're also co-sponsoring a little giveaway that we're holding over on recipes.crock.com, which we'll tell you about here in a little bit. But right now we are...
Oh, the suspense.
Right now we are going to share a super yummy recipe. A recipe that we've had several times around here. Aunt Lou's family's been having it. We just are super excited about it. We are making electric pressure cooker pepper jack pork chops. That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is, but it's a delicious mouthful.
Yes, and it's a one-pot dish that we love making in our electric pressure cooker. So we have a crock pot version. If you don't have an electric pressure cooker, one, stay tuned to the giveaway. And two, we do have a crock pot version, which you can find linked into the blog post that you could follow along doing that. But before we do that, we need to show you this recipe. All right? So here we go.
I'm going to let Cris pretty much run this thing. I'm going to be like the Vanna White of the Ninja Foodi.
And he's also waiting for lunch. He's
yes,
like, he's been saying, he's
starving.
like, well, when are you going to feed me today? And I'm like, well, you're going to have to get behind the camera with me because we're having this for lunch.
Actually, we're in front of the camera, but yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we don't know where we're at except for in front of the camera, behind the Foodi, in front of you, behind the pork.
Okay.
Now we know.
All right.
Go ahead.
So what we've got, I've got in a little baggie here just to make seasoning all these pork chops easy. I have got 2 teaspoons of cumin,
Smoky flavor.
Yes, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and then salt and pepper to taste. So I just put a little bit in there because we can always add salt and pepper later. But we just want to coat some boneless pork chops with this lovely seasoning, and the easiest way to do that, especially in the camper kitchen, is to pop it in this gallon baggie. So I've got some thingies here.
Tongs.
Yes. And so we've got about 8, I believe, boneless pork chops. They're not thin cut. We like to do like the traditional, not super thick, but a regular size cut.
About 1/2 inch.
Yep.
Maybe just a little bit more than 1/2 inch.
So we're going to throw them all in here. One of the reasons why we're doing pork chops, whenever Iowa Pork contacted us and said, hey, would you like to do a recipe for us to highlight the product that our Iowa pork farmers produce.
And you know what they produce? Pork!
Yes! I was like, you know what? We're going to talk pork chops because that's something I get a lot of questions about. Because a lot of people seem a little stumped. They struggle with pork chops a little bit. So I thought we could talk about that a little bit.
Well, I think a lot of people think, because anytime you think pork chops, you think dredge it in flour, throw it in the skillet, fry it up, make it. That's how my mom did it.
That's one way. Yes.
But that's like the most typical way, which is totally good. Those are good ways. But there's so many different ways to have pork chops, and this recipe is definitely one of our favorite ways to have it. So
we've got a few steps to go here. So we are using the Ninja Foodi today, which also is a what do you call that? A spoiler of what the giveaway might be later.
No, don't tell them. I want to tell them.
But we are using the Ninja Foodi today, but you can use any electric pressure cooker. You can use your Instant Pot, your Crock Pot Express, or any other brand. We are just using the Foodi because that's what we have in the camper with us today. We have it right now set on sear saute on the low setting, and I have got some bacon fat down here in the bottom of the Foodi that you guys know me and my Foodi, and I love the fact that I can air fry my bacon and keep that bacon fat to use it later for cooking recipes like this. if you don't already have bacon fat around the house, you could put regular cooking oil in there, a couple tablespoons, or you could put, you could use lard, and melt it down in there. And so all we're going to do is we're going to try and give some flavor just to brown up the sides of these pork chops. We're not going to fully cook them. We're just going to brown each side. I'm going to turn up my heat now that we're actually on camera. There we go. One of the things I love about the Foodi is that I can set it for different, like right now I can turn it up to medium so that it can actually, I'm going to wait just a minute, so that my oil will be hot enough that it'll actually kind of brown both sides of that.
Like Cris said, you could use any kind of oil you wanted to. Butter is going to have a lower smoke point, so you got to watch out for that. You could use olive oil, you could use canola oil, corn oil, peanut oil, whatever.
Your preferred.
I'm not saying that I'm biased in this, but bacon grease to me is the best. One, it's going to give some smoky flavor to it, and two, well, it's bacon grease, and you just can't go wrong, because where does bacon come from? Pork!
Well, and one of the really cool things that I like about using that is because it kind of, we don't waste things.
Yeah.
Like, instead of just throwing that out after you cook bacon, you actually can reuse it, and it's a very flavorful cooking ingredient.
Yeah,
so,
and it's bacon, so you can't go wrong.
Okay, so I've bumped this up to high so that I can brown my pork chops on both sides.
It smells so good already. Oh, that cumin. It's giving a lot of aroma. You know, it's going to give a lot of flavor.
And we're just trying to give it a little color on the outside.
When you brown it up, crisp it up a little bit on the outside, you get them brown bits on the bottom. Plus, you've got the brown bits from the bacon. That's just flavor on top of flavor on top of flavor.
I am crowding things a little bit because I don't want to dirty up another skillet. So,
because I'll have to clean that up later.
We don't believe that. I think I'm going to have to take your t-shirt away.
But not this one. It's kind of hard to see with the apron, but it says "My Wife Rocks."
So we're going to just brown this on both sides. Now, I want to just talk just a little bit because I wanted to give some tips about pork chop cooking around here. When we're using the electric pressure cooker, under pressure, or the crock pot, we're using moisture to cook our pork chops. And so one of the results that we sometimes go for in the crock pot or in the electric pressure cooker is that super tender, fork tender pork chop that kind of falls apart. And to do that in an electric pressure cooker and a crock pot, cooking, if it's too tough, cooking a little bit longer is what helps us achieve. Now, not too long, but a little bit longer is what helps us achieve that tender flavor because we're cooking with moisture. But when you're cooking on the stovetop or in the oven or on the grill, that's the surefire way to get a very tough pork chop. What you want to do there is you want to cook it till about 145. When you cut into it, it has a blush pink. That is completely safe to eat. So that's one of the things that we like to do. I actually use our favorite meat thermometer anytime we're grilling pork chops or cooking them in the oven or the stove. Just check it. And generally for us, where we normally cook those things, it takes about 7 minutes on both sides and it's perfect. Perfect. So that's just a little bit of the difference between cooking it in a pressure cooker and then cooking it in other forms of cooking.
The more you know.
Stop. So, okay, I think I'm going to start to flip these guys. Oh my goodness. This. Oh yeah. Do you see that?
Oh yeah.
It's starting to.
I hope that other camera's picking that up because those are browned up perfect.
Yep.
Good job. High five.
We just want a little. Oh, I'm going to burn myself if I'm not careful. We just want to get a little bit of brown on there just to kind of give it some color, and that color has lots of flavor. And one of the really
I wish technology's getting there. We're getting there, but I wish I could get you guys smell-o-vision because it smells so good.
So, like, it just, this is perfect. I am so excited about these.
I am too. Mainly because I'm hungry.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to let that brown for just a minute or two, and then I'm going to shut this off while we add the rest of the ingredients. One of the really awesome advantages to all these electric pressure cookers is that you can do the saute and then you can flip it over to something else, and so that's what we are actually getting ready to do. So the other ingredients that you're going to need for this, while I'm letting that finish brown up a little bit, is you're going to need a bag of frozen green beans. We like the whole green beans. Aunt Lou, when she was making this back home, said
oh, they're delicious.
Probably really cold because we didn't mean to thaw them. They've been setting out while we've been cooking.
They're good. Go ahead.
But she could only find cut green beans. As long as they're frozen, whatever you prefer, it goes well with this dish. So we've got that, and then we've got 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. He's like tasting everything. Now you can't eat my red pepper because there's not a whole lot of it.
You know that you say you are what you eat? I guess now I'm a fun guy.
So to that, we've also got 1 bell pepper, color of your choice, sliced in thick slices. Now I want you to see, it's thicker than what you would normally cut it.
Let me show you.
And that's because we're going to pressure cook these.
This is my thumb. This is the pepper. Do you see the correlation?
So you want to cut them just a little bit thicker. We do this with our other recipes, like our fajita recipes and everything, and it helps them withstand the pressure a lot better.
Yeah, they hold up, they stay together a lot better.
Yep. Okay, so we have properly browned everything, so I'm going to shut that part off. We're just going to leave that bacon fat down in there. It's completely okay the way it is. Oh, I just realized I forgot to get the chicken broth out of the...
I'll get it.
So to this, we are going to add 1 bag of frozen green beans. I've made it with 10-ounce bags.
Did you miss me?
This just so happens to be a 12-ounce bag. We're just toss in what we have. The green beans go in right on top of those pork chops. And then on top of that, we are going to add 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms.
And those are good mushrooms too.
Yes, we like the cremini, or what are they called? The Bella?
The baby bellas.
The baby bellas, that's what. And we also like the creminis too. So to that, we're going to add those guys on the top.
You left one behind.
Oh, man.
I got it.
And then on top of that, we're going to add the bell peppers.
Look at all that color too.
Yes.
Between the green and the red.
Colorful, yummy dish. And I heard from Aunt Lou this morning because I was asking her if her family had recently tasted this, and she said, Ryder just kept carrying on saying, Mommy, that meat was really good. So I thought that was really awesome. You got to grab me a measuring cup, honey. Sorry.
I'll be right back.
So to that, we're going to add a cup of chicken broth, and then we are going to salt and pepper this baby.
Did you miss me?
So we are going to just take this, hopefully see here.
There you go.
A cup of chicken broth on top. And then we're just going to salt and pepper again. Salt and pepper was directly on our pork chops, but we want to salt and pepper these veggies. Just because that's quite a bit of veggies on top. You can always add more later. And that chicken broth is going to add a little bit of salt, so you don't need to add tons.
And again, you can season it a little bit more to your taste later.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to shut this camera off because I need to put on, you guys know the Foodi has the air frying lid, and it also has the pressure cooking lid, so I need to move the camera so I can pop this on.
I'll be the prop guy.
Now, we will see the test. I always have the test here where I can never get this on. I did it right this time. I actually put the lid where it was supposed to. You want to pop this to seal. And then we're going to put this under high pressure for 12 minutes. And we're going to naturally release for 15. And then we will be back.
Actually, you don't need to wait that long, because we'll come back in 3, 2, 1. And now, it is time for a couple very, very good things to talk about. One, the pork chops have cooked. That means we prepared them. They went up to temperature and pressure. They stayed there for 10 minutes.
12 minutes. It'll all depend on, we've talked with you guys about elevation and all that kind of stuff. So I would say we cooked it for 12 minutes. So.
And then we let it go ahead and naturally release for naturally.
I always struggle
natural. We let it do it on its own for 15 minutes.
Then
and
we flipped it.
Then we flipped it. We went ahead and did all that, so y'all didn't have to worry about watching steam just go.
Yes.
And then now it's time for the big reveal. That's part 1. You ready? Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh my
Isn't
goodness.
that pretty? It's so pretty and colorful.
I mean, it looks good, but I'm telling you what, the smell is amazing. The aroma in here is just blow your mind good.
Yes.
Those peppers cooked, and I can smell those peppers and green beans.
If you recall, all of our pork chops are down on the bottom. So in order to serve this, we got a couple things going on. We got a plate. So we're going to get in there, and we're going to dig out a couple pork chops. Let me carefully try to do so. Pull one out. We'll just pull one out for right now. And it's still got all that yummy brown flavor. And then we're going to just scoop some of these veggies on the side here.
I'm so looking forward to this.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, give me some of them mushrooms.
I have, dear.
And some of those peppers.
Yes, yes. Okay, so we've got that next there to the side. And we're going to put a couple slices of pepper jack cheese to start melting with that heat.
Oh, yeah.
If it doesn't melt to your liking, you can always pop it in the microwave for like 15 seconds.
If that.
And it will melt it the rest of the way.
It's already starting to melt now?
Yes. So.
Oh, it smells so good.
So watch, you're going to slosh that on yourself. So
I'm gonna slosh it in myself.
So what I usually do is I just plate all of our dinner plates and throw the cheese on there. And by the time everybody gets seated.
Bottom plate got hot.
By the time everybody gets seated around the table, the cheese is melted. So. But I don't know that you're going to wait for that.
Nope. Sure
okay. So go ahead and cut into that pork chop. Can you, I don't know if you want to show them.
Yeah, let's come up here. Let's talk. Cause
now our cheese isn't melted because we're rushing things.
We got a couple things. Let me. Hi. When you talk about a couple things here. One, the cheese is starting to melt. You can look right there and see it starting to blanket itself over the veggies and over the pork. Now I want some of the veggies and I'm going to get me some, but oh my gosh. Can you see this? Can you see this? That fork went right straight through that pork loin. I'm gonna bang my head on that here in a minute.
It's a pork chop, baby.
Or pork chop. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The fork goes straight through the pork chop, and that's a good sign because that's the kind of tender pork that you're looking for. Oh, those veggies. The cheese is melting all over the veggies. I want to make sure I can get some of that cheese. I want to get the ultimate bite. So I got a green bean. I've got a mushroom. I've got a pepper. And I've got this pork chop, this lovely, lovely, gorgeous pork chop. Look at that. No, that's good news. Okay, you know, all you can see is my mouth right now. That's all that matters, isn't it? That's fine. Who needs to see my eyes when you're going to watch this? Oh my gosh, y'all.
Are you going to let me taste a little?
Oh, did you want some of this?
Yeah, thank you. Now you go on and talk.
Okay. So, your fork goes down through that pork loin, really, or that pork chop. I keep calling it a loin. It's a choy. It's a choy. I'm done. The fork goes right straight through that pork chop. That is a good sign. That means we cooked it long enough. It's not tough, but it's also not mushy tender to where it's got some hold to it, so it's a good piece of meat. The pepper jack cheese, right there at the very, very end of it, you get a little bit of that heat because you've got peppers. You've got hot peppers. That's how they make pepper jack cheese, is with some spicy peppers. Sometimes it's habanero. jalapeno, depends on the pepper jack cheese you got. I think that might have some, like a little bit of habanero in there. Don't let that frighten you. Because I'll be honest, I'm not a habanero guy whatsoever. And that is good. Now, you're absolutely driving me crazy watching you eat this. I want some so bad.
I was trying to torment you.
The peppers, do what Cris said. Cut them thicker, because even that thick, they still like to fall apart, which is not bad.
But if you cut them smaller, then they're going to kind of just meld. And oh, do you want some?
Yeah, what? Your turn. Your turn. Commentary.
So if you cut them smaller, they'll kind of just melt away into the dish. So you want them bigger. They're still going to fall apart, but they're going to add that flavor, and they're not going to just kind of melt into the dish. That's what we're going for.
Let them fall apart in your mouth.
Yeah. But that's not the only thing that we've been waiting this whole video for. I can do it here.
No. This is how important this is. I'm going to put a bite down.
Oh, Lordy.
Y'all, we have teamed up like the Wonder Twins, or like the Avengers, or the Justice League, depending if you're Marvel or DC.
I don't know
whatever.
where this is going,
but we have teamed up with Iowa pork farmers.
Yes.
And we are all going to chip in, and one of y'all,
one of the Crock Posse members, one of the subscribers over at recipes.crock.com is going to get themselves, I feel like I need a little drummer boy, because this is going to be the best Christmas present ever. Somebody is going to get themselves a Ninja Foodi. Not this one. You can't have this one. This one is mine. So let's take it.
But we talked with Iowa pork farmers and said, hey, you know what would be really cool, something that would be really rewarding for somebody would be not only to be able to cook such an awesome dish using pork, because trust me, you're going to want to do that, but something really good to cook it in.
Yeah.
And now, here's the deal. You can comment down below if you want. It's not going to do you any good. You can subscribe to this channel. We hope you do. It's not going to do you any good. The only way to win this Ninja Foodi...
Not this one.
No, it's mine. And it's got my dinner in it. You can't have it. To win at Ninja Foodi is you have to go over to recipes.crock.com, and we will have the link to the post down below like we always do with this recipe and also with how to enter. And the only way to win is for y'all to go over there to recipes.crock.com and enter there. So, I'm done. I'm just going to go
eat. He's going to go and eat. We very much enjoy this, so we're very excited to be able to give one away. If by chance you can't find the link down below, just go to recipes.crock.com, and in the sidebar you will see a big graphic that will say
That's
our latest
really
giveaway.
Big bite, but I'm man enough.
You can do it.
I can do it. Oh, hot.
But we want to thank Iowa Pork Farmers for sponsoring this video and this post and co-sponsoring the giveaway with us. If you like this video, we'd love for you to give us a thumbs up. If you're not already a member of the Crock Posse, which is our slow cooking, electric pressure cooking, foodie loving, RV traveling family,
Iowa pork loving.
Yes, we would love for you to click subscribe down below, and then you're automatically a member of the Crock Posse. If you would like to be notified every time we upload a new video, be it travel or food,
click the ding-a-ling.
Click the ding-a-ling, which is that little bell down below, and it will notify you every time we upload a video. But whatever you do, we hope you
laugh off and clean your plate,
eat good food,
and speak life.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the Patreon link below.